Hello ladies and gentlemen, Porkchop here, and today I give you 5 facts of Watch Dogs 2, the recently announced sequel to the original back in 2014. Let's jump into it, shall we?
I'll take that. Oh, crap!
Number 1 is the new location. First off, Watch Dogs 2 won't be set in Chicago like the first game, but as Ubisoft has said, it will be set in the Wild West of technology, San Francisco. It will cover San Francisco and its surroundings. Players will be able to explore areas like Oakland, Marcus's, the protagonist's birthplace, the Silicon Valley, where powerful corporations reside and vie for technological control over the city. They wanted to make it feel like a world that doesn't revolve around you. Certain examples they gave were dogs chasing after other people, civilians talking to each other, maybe even causing fights that leaded the police to being called. Generally making the world a living, breathing space. Even when you stop and look around, they won't just interact with you. There will also be factions like gangs trying to control the underground of the city and corporations trying to manipulate people, which you can hack and see what you can find out. Of course, you won't be the only hacker either. They mentioned other hacking groups will be in this game, which I'm super excited to see how we interact with them and the world. The setting is a lot more colourful and vibrant also. Number 2 on the list is our new character Marcus Holloway, a young black hacker. He has a very personal backstory. The way he grew up in Oakland was a rough start for him, seeing a lot of injustice and being accused of a crime he actually did not do. He was profiled the wrong way and made him go against the system. He's very good at parkour compared to Aiden Pierce in the previous game, and they wanted him to relate to a more modern internet culture we have all grown accustomed to. He's very agile and great in fast-paced combat, with his melee weapon being a bollard ball attached to some string. He is part of a hacker group called DedSec. You will work with other hackers to expose major information, but we don't really know much more about that because I'm guessing it's very spoiler heavy. DedSec are more of a troll group who do it for fun but still have something they want to say and impact society. Their members will vary from more violent, vocal or intellectual people, but they all seek the same thing: to maintain their sense of freedom. They don't want tech to control people. The most important thing is they aren't just the good guys, they will be rebellious and mess around for sure. Number 3 is hacking. Hacking has been reworked in the sequel and has a more sandbox feel. You can literally hack anything, they said, more so you can control a lot more of your surroundings now. For example, in the original you could hack a car to make its alarm go off, but in this game you can remote control it like with any vehicle in this game. You can hack all vehicles, most electronics and every single person. It seems a lot more in depth and has been worked to make a lot more varied and fun gameplay, which makes Watch Dogs 2 so unique. You have a lot more tools this time around with DedSec. You have a taser at your disposal if you want to do the non-lethal approach. We don't know yet if this will affect the world or story, but I doubt it myself. He has 2 tech toys to play with we know of so far, being an RC jumper that has a small arm that can interact with objects in the world like unplugging machines. I'm sure we will see a lot more of this little fellow soon. The other being a quadcopter, which can be used to scout enemies out and new locations. They also tease what seems to be like a mini racing game with this copter with the wheel, and it looks pretty cool. There of course will be many more down the line once they show more of the game off, which of course I will cover on my channel. You can hack into any person now and manipulate them. Before in the first game you can only do that with selected targets. The way they showed it off is making their phone go off to distract them. Later on in the game you can do it with several people at a press of a button. You can choose how you want to play, like I said, with a sandbox feel. You can go full stealth, hacking, or guns blazing, completely up to you. They want a lot more options to not force a player to do something specific they would not want to. This goes to driving as well, with cars having a massive overhaul. having a lot more physics to every single vehicle to make it a much more better experience when driving and getting away from the cops. The original had a nice addition of multiplayer, even though it did not feel very polished. In Watch Dogs 2 they promised to up their game. More details will arrive soon, but it seems co-op will be a big factor in the game. It seems to be seamless like something from The Division. You can walk up to one of your friends' NPCs in your world and invite them to yours just like that. I'm sure you'll be able to explore the world together and do certain missions, but not all of them. They didn't say anything on PvP multiplayer itself, and I believe there won't be any, as they want to focus on the main single player and co-op experience, and trying to add a full-fleshed multiplayer balance would be too much for them to do and affect the single player aspect, which I'm sure we all don't want, and co-op is what I would prefer anyway. Just the idea of having to take down a hostile base with your friend, hacking everything while you infiltrate the location in full stealth definitely has me interested, and they said they will cover a lot more in the upcoming months, which I cannot wait for. The game will release on November the 15th, so unlike Watch Dogs where they had 2 years of conferences to show the game off, this time they're doing a very different approach, which I find very refreshing. And number 5, and the most important on the list by a long way, is now you can pet dogs in Watch Dogs 2. More like Pet Dogs 2, am I right guys? Okay, don't judge me. I just hope they're better tech than the Call of Duty Ghost ones and actually move out the way while you swim, because a game is not next gen without that, people. Anyway, thanks for watching. Plenty more on my channel and more to come with all the E3 news, and it should be super fighting. So subscribe and like if you did, and have a good one.